What's going on, guys? Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Monday, and I'm extremely sorry for not being able to upload a video on YouTube yesterday. I was extremely busy yesterday, could not even touch my laptop. Again, I do apologize about it. I hope you guys understand. And for today's matchup, I'm bringing you a prankkids versus a Zodiac Tri-Brigade in Diamond 2. I'm going to stress the Diamond 2 part out, and I'll let you guys know why I am stressing out the Diamond 2 part. Let's get on with the gameplay. So, for my hand, I had a pretty dead hand. I could only make the best out of it, set down Call by the Grave, hope for the best, hope that for my opponent to not have a crossout designator and play a combo deck so I could nib him. My opponent draws a card, normals out a kit, goes into battle phase, hits me for 700, uses kit to go into Almirage to activate kit from the graveyard. Now, I did have Call by the Grave set on the field, so I just used my Call by the Grave on the kit's activation to negate that so he cannot go into his own combo. Now, as I said before, Diamond 2 gameplay. I do not know why he played the way that he did, and he had a negate towards the Call by the Grave in his hand. You guys will notice it once the gameplay goes forward. So I negate the kit, banish it, that's gone, that's done with. It resolves, gone and done with. Kid gets negated, he sets down 2 cards, ends his turn. Now, one of the 2 cards he set down is a counter to call by that he could have played. As I said before, draw phase. Let's see what we draw into. Fusion Destiny, not a good card to draw into currently. I was hoping to draw into my combo starter, which sadly I did not. So I used Fusion Destiny, hoping for my opponent to not have a crossout or a Ash Blossom in his hand or set on the field. So Fusion Destiny, he maxes me, I'm okay with that. That is perfectly fine. He's going to draw 1 card because we have no combo starters anyways. So Fusion Destiny resolves, I go into my own DPE. Now, since he had 2 cards set down, I was pretty sure one of the cards he had set down was a Call by the Grave. So once DPE comes on the field, I go into battle phase, he draws a card, we're okay with it. I kill off the Almirage, activate DP, and I had a choice, left or right. I chose right, which turned out to be right because it was Call by the Grave set on the field. So no banish on DPE. I was so happy about this when I was actually playing the game. I was like, bro, no DPE banish, we're good, we're chilling. Next standby phase, DPE comes on the field, we pop whatever he puts on the field, whatever he sets on the field, we're good to go. I activate DPE. Sadly, he had a DD Crow in his hand. So DD Crow banishes my DPE. Now keep in mind, DD Crow only banishes cards. It does not negate cards. So this is pretty useless against prankkids activation in the graveyard because they don't banish. You will still get the special on the field. And never ever use DD Crow on cards that activate from the graveyard to special something else, not themselves. That's really bad for you guys to do that. So it resolves, banishes my DPE. DPE still activates, so on my opponent's standby phase, I'll still be able to special a Dark Hero from my graveyard. So I special out a Celestial. Now why? You guys may ask this. 2 reasons. 1, Celestial is 1.4k defense, Dasher is 1k defense. Second, if my opponent does not kill off my Celestial that is on the field, or let's say I put Dasher on the field, he doesn't kill the Dasher on the field, I will not get the activation of Dasher from the graveyard. Meaning if I draw into a monster, let's say I draw into a Kaiju or Nib, I can use Dasher from my graveyard to special out that card on the field on my side. Celestial does not grant me that. So that's why I kept the Dasher in the graveyard, special out Celestial on the field. My opponent sets down a card, ends his turn. Now I know what that set down card is because I played the game. And finally, we draw into a starter card. I use my Dasher, special out the Dropsies that I did draw into and go into my combo. Now, my opponent is at 5500. Once I go through the motions of my combo, I know I have enough to outright kill him. Access code will come on the field with 5300 attack, and my opponent will be down at 5000 once I do burn him with Lamsees for 500. So that's a guaranteed kill. But I was worried about that set down card being an imperm or a forbidden droplet. If it was either of those, my access code will not be able to kill my opponent. So I go through the motions. I use my prankkids pranks, get a token. So I did go through 2 doodle doos right here. You guys will notice this is going to be my second doodle doo. This was really important for me because I wanted to get the Roxy's recycle. I was hoping to draw into a crossout designator. I was pretty sure my opponent had a nib in his hand, so I was hoping to draw into crossout, did not draw into it. So I go into Nightmare, target the face down card. Face down sec card, which turned out to be a crossout designator. My opponent activates it, crossout designator's a crossout, and this guarantees me, this lets me know it's a guarantee that my opponent has a nib in his hand. Because otherwise, why would you cross out a crossout? So you guys will see, it resolves, he crossed out a crossout designator. Again, this lets me know he has a nib in his hand. So now I go into my access code. Access code, activate, target the unicorn, banish the unicorn, pop the card on the field, which turned out to be another kit. He could have gone into his combo. I call by the grave the kit on turn 2. This is turn... the call by the grave was resolved. It was over. There's no way the kit was negated at that point. He could have gone into his combo. Again, I don't know why he did the play that he did. And if you guys realize, the second card he had set down was Crossout Designator. Right? He does run 2 copies. I checked. He runs 2 copies of Call By and 2 copies of Fusion Destiny. He had a way to negate my Call by the Grave on turn 2 to continue on with his combo. He had cross out my Fusion Destiny to negate my DPE play if he had so chosen to do that. But he did not use that on anything. He just let it go. Again, Diamond 2, guys. Diamond freaking 2. I don't know what to expect from Master Duel anymore. So, activates kit, sends Nerval. Nerval searches him for a fractal and chains his nib to the Nerval's activation. So as I said before, 100% guarantee I know he had a nib. Nibs my access code, gives me a token, draws a fractal. Now, since I baited out the nib, I can go into my actual play, which was my Thunder Dragon Fusion into my Butler play. So I do that, recycle the 3 cards I need for the Butler combo, get my Butler on the field, set down my Pandemonium, end my turn. Now this was not a random Panda set down. Let me tell you why. Let's say he goes into his turn, somehow outs my Butler. So if my Butler is outed, let's see what we have in the graveyard. Butler out means I will be given special on the Bow Wow Bark. Once Bow Wow Bark comes on the field, I can then activate Bow Wow Bark to target the 2 other prankkids monsters, being the Fansies and the Lampsies, get them back into my hand. Then use the Pandemonium that I had set down currently to go into Weather Washer to get 2 cards on the field immune to destruction through battle and through card effects. So this was not a random play. I had thought out a play in case my opponent outs my Battle Butler. So you guys are thinking advance. Think what your opponent can do if they can't out your cards. Set up plays around all that. So this was my play around anything that he could have thrown at me. End my turn. Thankfully I draw into Maxi. Since I know my opponent is playing a Zodiac Tri-Brigade on my opponent's draw phase, I activate Maxi, it resolves. So if he goes into his combo, we're going to start drawing cards. He activates Tenki, searches for Whiptail, sorry. Then he instantly goes into battle phase, so I use my Butler to pop the nib. Then he normals out Fractal. He used up his normal summon right here, used up normal summon. Instead of using Fractal to send it to the graveyard to activate to search for more cards, he normaled out Fractal, banished 2 to go into Bear Brum. Now, right here he realizes he's under Maxi and he outright scoops. I mean, my opponent still had a play. He could have sent Bear Brum to the graveyard, search for a Revolt, set down Revolt, done some kind of stuff with all that. He had a play, but he outright scooped. Like, he is playing a tier 1 deck. He doesn't have any idea how to play the deck. He's playing it just for the hell of it. Again, Diamond 2. Like, if these guys can make it to Diamond 2 playing like this, you guys can make it to Diamond 1 without any effort. Trust me. With that being said, this is the end of the game, guys. If you guys do like this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to my channel for more daily prank kid video uploads, and if you guys are interested in the live version of all this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule is in the video description itself, so you guys can check it out. This is JPBDuel signing out for today. See you guys in the next video. Peace!